Hi, I'm Bowling Otter.
And I'm Misty Sandwich.
Welcome to the BS.
The Bowling Otter Show.
Okay, well, it's time to list our top 10 games of 2015.
It's so sad it's over.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. Those are some great games we played this year. Now,
such a good year.
We have to point out that this is only games we played for the channel.
Yes, and played in their entirety. Yes, there have been a couple
are some
of
games that we didn't finish.
Yeah, that we went into, like Batman and The Witcher and Fallout that we didn't play all the way through. So I really want to make sure.
We didn't play all the way through. I didn't want to put any games in this that we hadn't played all the way through.
Yeah,
probably going to see some games missing that are on a lot of other people's lists.
Right.
But this is what we played, and this is what we loved, and here they are. Number 10. Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. Number 10 is Everybody's Gone to the Rapture.
Yes, it is.
This game was great.
Oh my
Really
gosh.
enjoyed this game. It kind of had the walking simulator thing going on. It was very slowly paced, but
it was just an unfolding
But it was
story.
really, really cool.
Yeah.
And probably the best voice acting I've ever heard in a game. And one of the best soundtracks of the year.
Yeah.
And it was like almost the number one. It was so hard.
I know.
This
It
was
made it to our best
amazing
soundtracks.
experience. There were just a few moments scattered in there that were just huge jaw-dropping, like, oh my God moments where you couldn't do anything but sit there and watch it.
It's like when Eddie came home. It's like your dad coming home again. I'm here. I'm down here. This way.
In Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, you are some kind of being that travels through this little town that is completely empty, and you watch the silhouettes of these people go through an event. We got to know everybody in this town.
Yeah,
and
a lot of really great characters
you
they built.
Felt for every single person. Like by the end, it was like, oh no, like that happened to her,
yeah,
or he did that.
Oof. I've got to think about a baby. And, well, I should have left a long time ago. I've run out of excuses for not leaving now.
Oh, no.
I'm just into whatever the Chinese room does these days.
Oh, of course.
So I'm
Whatever you
looking
do.
forward to whatever they do next.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
that was number 10.
Number 9, Super Mario Maker. Super Mario Maker was just fun.
Yeah.
And I have no complaints about this game whatsoever.
No.
At all.
Yeah.
Zip.
I guess maybe I could just say that, like, I want more stuff sooner.
Yes,
You know?
yes. You'd like to unlock it quicker and everything. Yeah. But I don't know why they didn't do this before. Ah! That is the meanest thing ever! Oh! Oh no, I didn't make it all the way through. Oh, okay. Why? Oh, that's so mean!
I remember it kind of being that thing that, like, nobody knew they wanted until they saw it.
Right,
They're like,
right.
wait, I really want to get this game now. How did you know that I needed
Totally
this?
makes
You know,
sense.
I didn't know I needed this. And it's great. I didn't really know what to expect from it when we started playing it. And it's just so much fun. I used to think, like, there's nothing there to play. You have to make your levels and then play them.
We got it on like a whim. Like, let's get it and
It's
see
like
what it
everyone's
looks
talking
like.
about this. It looks like it could be fun. Let's give it a go. And it's just tons of fun to build your own levels, and seeing what everybody else has done online.
Right.
People get really creative with this.
Insane.
It's like letting loose like the legion of people that make like little big planet levels and stuff like that. Now, let's see here. Got some coins. Got some
Oh,
dudes.
you didn't go to look.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
What the hell is it?
Fish!
Whoa! What did there?
Look at all the fish.
Oh my God! You can jump on it. You can
for
jump on it. We hadn't played much Wii U for a while.
Yeah, that's so true. And I love
that
that
got us back into it. And help me remember how much I like that console.
I know. I love the Wii U. I can't even tell you. And this was just awesome to be able to use it.
Yeah.
I love that little tablet.
Number 8, Mortal Kombat X. Mortal Kombat X has a special place in our hearts for several different reasons at this point.
Not mine. Oh dear. Oh God! Nope. Nope.
Oh, man!
No.
That's nasty.
No.
Oh. Liz is creeped out by it. I love Mortal Kombat games. I've always loved them since I played the first one in arcades way back in the day. Mortal Kombat X is such an awesome Mortal Kombat game. Aside from it just being an awesome fighting game in its own right, and the story mode was a little short, but that's okay because it was still a lot of fun.
And a lot of content.
But like a lot of content. That's the thing. We just spent so much of our time after playing through story mode, just watching the fatalities and like figuring out how to do each one of them and figuring out the brutalities. Like you guys see the videos, we just cut up the reactions, but we spent a lot of time like, especially with the brutalities, figuring them out and trying to get good at them. And that in itself was almost like a meta game. You know, it wasn't like a feature in there, but just going through it and like figuring out how to do the brutality stuff just for the purpose of making videos started to be a lot of fun. And I'm so excited for the next characters that are coming up in 2016.
I know. If you haven't looked them up, go look them up. Because they are crazy looking. Yeah. I grew up on Mortal Kombat as well and loved it and played it. Just those fatalities, man. And
pretty nasty. Especially this year, they're pretty nasty.
Like, the
better the visuals get, the gorier it is.
Those
it's
X-ray
crazy.
attacks, and I know they were there before, but just like the creativity of some of these things were like unreal. And like
still the one that creeps me out the most.
Would have thought about it.
I think the one that creeps me out the most still is Melina's fatality, where she tears up the middle section, the top part just starts crawling away from the bottom part.
Yeah, I had dreams about these brutalities because when we did these videos, we would sit here for 45 minutes.
Yeah,
I was starting to dream about them and like guts and hearts and wake up and like God!
You can win.
Oh my God! Oh.
Just its place and how much it disturbed me, deserves some credit.
Yeah. I mean, and aside from all that, it's an excellent game. So we totally wanted to put it on the top 10.
Of course. Number 7, Soma!
Soma, despite not being as scary a game as we may have expected or wanted from frictional games, ended up being a much bigger experience than I think like Amnesia the Dark Descent was. Amnesia the Dark Descent was terrifying, but Soma just being in a horror adventure game, a first-person horror adventure game, where there really was minimal impact or combat or interaction with any other threats. It was just mostly about exposition and meeting characters and learning the world, where it didn't really impress you with the twist so much, and I think they knew that.
Yeah.
So they didn't try to hide them as much as just send you into this like mindset of like, I mean, how many times have we read things and like said things that claim to make you think like, what is life really now? You know, like we're seeing blah blah blah, and so many people claim to explore that. They really did, and it was really. I remember us having a few moments playing this game for the channel where we just sat there and stopped and we're like, whoa, like think about that.
Yeah, you're creepy as hell, so I'm gonna shut you down.
Oh, and that was the recording of the robot.
Your relationship with yourself is such like a central part of the whole experience because you know you have something to do with this place, but you're not sure what. They have you make some decisions that like you have to live with and everything, and then they leave you like alone for a while where we'd be thinking and going, oh my gosh, like should we have just done, it gives you a lot of time to stew.
I still think about some of the stuff in there.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, and it's so difficult to talk about this game without spoiling things because its spoilers come early.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's so awesome, and you realize where you are and what's going on pretty early in the game. But it's if you've seen the series, please go check it out. If you haven't seen it, rather. I'm so freaked out right now.
Oh my God, is that it? Oh, we gotta wait for it. Oh no. Leave. We could come back to it.
Oh my God, there it is. Oh my God, there it is. Oh my God, there it is.
Oh my God. Do you see how it walks?
And if you haven't played this game and it sounds like it might be up your alley, just definitely do it. It's totally worthwhile. So it definitely gets a spot on our list for that.
Yeah.
Number 6, The Beginner's Guide.
The Beginner's Guide is at number 6 and was probably one of the most emotionally intense games on this list. Yeah. And it was a short little game. It was only about like an hour and a half or so, something like that.
About an hour and a half.
And it started out so like interesting. And then there's like a flip and it becomes just as equally disturbing.
We just went from a difficult game to talk about to another difficult game to talk about. This one even more so.
Yes.
It's just another one. It's another first person, I guess you could say, exploration game, but it's really difficult to I never played another game like this before.
And it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic.
It's so interesting and endearing and scary and dark because it's super realistic.
Yeah.
I mean, you're hearing about it's about a person. It's not about a character.
Yeah,
like
it's about a person.
In some game, in some futuristic or past world. It's about a person. Only an hour and a half. I would implore anybody to go check it out if you haven't yet.
It touches on anxiety and depression and being an introvert and being really sensitive.
Being from the guy who did the Stanley Parable, it's also super creative in the way that it presents this to you.
Okay. Oh my God.
Okay, yes, now this is working. This is
The
what it
game
was
ends
like.
with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life.
It's more like mental exploration, like brain exploration than anything, you know?
I agree.
But yeah, wow, what a game. Had to be
amazing.
on this list,
Amazing.
absolutely, at the end of the year.
Totes! Number 5, Her Story!
Her Story is another game I have never played anything like before.
Yes. Everything on here is so, unique.
Yeah, a lot of games are really unique
now
this
that I'm
year.
thinking about this.
So it just looks like you have a Windows desktop on a computer screen, and it feels like you're sitting down at a different computer researching somebody. And you don't know why you're researching them. You don't know who you are.
Yeah.
You go by using search terms in a search engine and finding these videos
you just,
of an interview.
Google.
Yeah,
in
you just
like
Google.
a YouTube type thing.
But it guides you in these ways and gets you to search for other terms and give you these little clues in these videos that make you think of what to search for next.
Right, like we're
And it
trying
gets
to
so,
solve a murder.
You get into it right away.
I don't know.
I'm gonna search Hannah.
Yeah.
Because
Is she speaking in third person?
I can't tell
and
anymore.
Look, she's in a different location in that last video.
You're right, she is.
She's somewhere else. I wonder if they put her in a hospital. We were captivated by this game.
Yeah.
And I remember we played it like smack in the middle of the summer.
Yeah.
It makes you feel kind of smart.
Makes you feel kind of smart.
And I'm always down for that. You know what I mean? It was very, very cool how everything unfolded through this series of just interviews. That's it. And they have you looking at little details and how she holds her coffee cup.
But even as those things become game mechanics, just in their own way, it still is really interesting to hear the story that you're hearing unfold.
Oh my gosh,
so
yes.
then you start to get really into well, what happened? We gotta know what happened. Did somebody do this? Who's this? And then it becomes like a mystery.
The actress in the game, it's just like a real actress, is winning awards and things like that.
Yeah.
And she was amazing.
Yep.
Amazing.
All the dreadful wind and rain.
This is kind of scary.
So she pushed her in and held her down.
Okay.
Yeah, sing that for the cops.
The quality of the game had so much to do with her performance.
Absolutely.
Somebody couldn't mess that up.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like using real people footage or whatever.
FMV.
Video games. Yes.
Well,
I
it's
don't
kind of
mind
old
it.
hat. That was a big thing in the 90s.
Oh, I hope so.
And now people are kind of finding good ways to mix it with what people are doing now, and that's a really cool way to use it.
Yeah,
because that
absolutely.
couldn't have been done any other way.
Totally.
Number 4, Until Dawn.
Until Dawn did so many things right. You know what was really good about this game?
What was really good about this game, Lizzie?
I'll tell you.
Here it goes.
Okay, S.
I.
S. T.
E.
R.
Sister. Sister?
Who's sister? Oh, come on. Is this for real? Shut up. Ask it whose sister.
I love when you play a game and you leave and you're thinking about it all day.
Yeah.
And this was one of these games because there's decisions that you make. It does kind of ram it down your throat. Do you know that your decisions
the butterfly
affect your
thing?
future?
Butterflies and effects and butterfly effects and choices.
It was just oh my God, every 20 minutes. But anyway, there was one thing that happened that we were we went through the stages of grief.
Yeah.
And
wow. I remember that.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Of course, the comments are you're horrible people. And we're oh.
Every time we got somebody killed, everybody commented why did you do that? It's
I know.
oh my God, sorry.
It just looked amazing and it kept our attention the entire time. He'll find you.
Yeah, he will.
Well, at least he's lumbering.
Oh, I missed it. I honestly did not expect to like this game nearly as much as I did.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing video from it at E3, and I figured it was just going to be, it looked like Dragon's Lair. It looked like push left, then push up, then push right.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be so much more than that. Yeah, the QTEs were a big part of it, but they were also a big part of why it was tense, and they were done well. I mean, one of the only times I played a game that I'm like, wow, these QTEs are actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
Because they're never fun. It was an awesome depiction of horror movies in video game form.
Yes.
Made me really excited to see what this developer is going to do next, because they've already said they're going to do another game. Definitely one of the best games of the year.
Number 3, Life is Strange.
Well, Life is Strange, it was kind of a big deal this year. It's really kind of smart when I think back on it, how they made the 5 episodes span the whole year.
Yeah.
But it's an episodic adventure game, kind of like the Telltale games, but with a much more, I'm going to say, and I want to use the word mature spin, but there's so many things about it that are definitely not very mature.
God, I love art.
I had a lot of problems with this game, okay? Really did. I thought some of the performances were like, really took you out of it, because some of the dialogue was so cheesy, and some of the characters were like really glossed over, some important characters.
Yeah.
But the strengths and the sum of its parts
was enough
were way
to,
bigger than that.
Yeah, was
way
enough
bigger than
to
that.
bring it
The
all
moments,
up,
some of the moments in this game, I'm like never gonna forget.
Is this for real? It flipped out.
I didn't think she was.
Uh-oh.
Kate.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Everyone's looking up. Okay. Whoa, okay. If you've played it or you've seen somebody play it, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Chloe's performance was really,
the voice actress.
really excellent. Yeah, the voice
Great.
actress.
It was awesome.
And she did such a good job. Max, I wasn't too crazy about. We would like walk around the house like imitating Max and things like that. Like, what do you want for dinner?
Look at these photographs in this really obscure style. This really obscure artist that not many people know about unless you're really into photography.
But like he said, those good moments were just incredible.
Yeah, they were so big and so good, and the sum of the game, playing through all 5 episodes, it was such an awesome experience that it really did transcend all those faults. It really did.
Please step back.
Okay.
You're kidding. Put that down.
Oh my God. Number 2, Bloodborne. Oh, number 2 is a game that I was like still playing up until very recently.
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Bloodborne.
Yes.
Man, this game is so good.
Yeah. It's pretty fantastic.
I want to play. It's one of the few games that I just want to play all over again. It's a brutal RPG adventure game, like action RPG, and really brutally difficult. Not only is it the number 2 game this year, it's one of my favorite games. Period. The world, the really the really obscure plot and game world that you have to like dig into to find anything about. Something about that is super endearing in that world.
Right.
It's like super mysterious and dark and ugly. Oh. Does that mean he's staggered?
Yes, you staggered.
Oh, so that's what this is about.
Okay, cool.
And the bosses are freaking crazy.
Insane.
And Bloodborne was definitely easier than the Dark Souls games. It was kind of like, you got to play it like this. Go.
Yeah.
Like here, dodge and hit.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Absolutely.
And it made it a little bit more inviting, even though it was still brutally difficult.
Yeah, it was.
But in the multiplayer, some of my favorite multiplayer.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
There were some really cool moments. And I played maybe about 4 hours of it, 4 or 5 hours of it. And then I got onto something else, or I got stuck. I think I may have gotten stuck.
It gets frustrating.
And then like something else came out and I left it. But I did watch you play.
Yeah! Let's go!
Oh my God.
All right, okay. Here we are, guys. Oh my God. Help me out here. The successes in this game are so exhilarating, and they're so rewarding, because not only is it like exciting to have beaten a really difficult boss, but you're excited because you spent time refining it and really getting good at it and figuring it out.
Right.
It wasn't just like some random frustrating, like, I gotta get lucky thing. It was like, I just gotta get very good at this. You know, it was fair. The act of getting good at it and the act of winning were both equally as exhilarating after the fact, and, and the game would always deliver something like a new area, a new item that would be just as exhilarating. So totally made you want to keep playing, constantly keep playing.
It was good.
Awesome game.
Intense.
Number 1, Ori and the Blind Forest.
I think there's no surprise here that we loved Ori and the Blind Forest to death.
Yeah.
And it's probably one of my favorite games of all time.
Something about this game just got me. It was
I
just
know.
the perfect mix of some things I really, really like. Spring thing. Wow, look at that.
Oh my god.
This thing is the cutest little freaking thing I've ever seen in my freaking life.
Oh my god, wait, let me look closer.
I don't even know what to do.
Let me look closer. Oh my gosh.
I'm a sucker for good Metroidvania games and good platformers.
Yeah.
And then I'm a sucker for like really difficult platformers. And so I was thrilled by the gameplay in this. And I thought some of the approaches like the save system and like there's that jumping ability that I had never seen used in any other platform game before, where you could jump and like fire yourself through
objects
and get yourself a boost in midair.
Yeah.
And it used it so well that it really defined the gameplay experience there. That's what made Ori and the Blind Forest still different from any other Metroidvania game I've ever played. But this was all accompanied by an incredible soundtrack, incredible visuals, and a freaking ridiculous story that like had us crying.
Oh my gosh.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, you put that perfectly.
By the first 5 minutes into the game, you're like, oh god. And then you have to see what happens.
Yeah.
And the game never disappoints at any point on the way there.
Yeah. It had me on the verge of tears within 10 minutes.
Yeah. And then like 5 or 6 different times throughout the game. And it was all done with like such little amount of dialogue.
Yeah.
It was a very few lines.
very
Mostly
minimal,
it was just watching this thing unfold. It was a lot of unspoken dialogue, in a lot of ways, and between characters. And just thinking about it still.
I know. Even when we were doing the soundtracks, our top soundtracks, this immediately went to #1 for soundtracks. Just by itself, because we were thinking about what it was doing for the story.
Yeah.
And just like you said, it put
how
everything
it fits
together
so well into the game and became a part of the game, a part of the narrative. Everything was delivered as a unit, and it just felt so incredible that way. I mean, there's so many times something visually amazing would just like swoosh across the screen and you'd have this huge swell in the music to accompany it, and it was like a sensory overload. And they're coming out with an expansion. I know. And I can't wait to play it. And we're definitely going to play that for the channel when it comes out, as soon as it comes out.
And if you haven't played this game, please play it or watch somebody's playthrough of it because it is just amazing. And believe me, I sat and watched you play it as a platformer and I was involved. You know, like spectating a platformer isn't that very interesting at times.
Yeah, it's a skill game that you only feel by playing.
Yes,
you know? Yeah.
But I was like, you know what I mean?
Okay, I'm up here.
I didn't want to say anything.
Okay, no. Okay, I'm going back. I'm going back.
Oh my god.
Oh
it had RPG elements. You added the skill tree. I don't know. There's so many things about it that just totally caught me.
Yeah.
And
beautiful.
Just it was the perfect mix, like kind of like lightning striking for me especially, and for all my preferences as a gamer, the kind of things that I'm into. It just hit me personally perfectly.
Me too.
So that is totally our #1 game. That was not a difficult pick. We knew what we were doing. That was the one we were going to put there.
Absolutely.
That was our top 10 of 2015, guys.
Yes, it was.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us all year.
Oh my gosh.
Some of you have been here since the beginning of the year.
Oh my
You've
gosh.
been here for
And
all of them. When we started from one late night deadline, all the way to the last games we've played. So thank you very much for being here.
So amazing.
Let us know also what your top 10 would be. Let us know what games you have that we didn't play.
But before we go, we have some honorable mentions. Either they didn't fit into the list and we just love them and couldn't find a place for them in one of the other lists and just wanted to point out.
Ark, big dinosaurs.
Back to Dinosaur Island, very big dinosaurs.
Rocket League, ball cars.
Yoshi's Woolly World, so cute.
The Park, pretty scary.
One Night at Flumpty's, Death Beaver.
Fallout 4, Where's Our Son?
Dr. Languskov, the Panda, and the Terribly Brown School Bus, a tornado cake. You never really play it.
The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, boobs and butts. Well, that wraps up 2015.
Yes, it does.
Thank you for hanging out with us.
Thank you so
If you like this
much.
video, please click like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, bye.
Bye. Right.
And then you have to find it. And once you find it, then another one appears somewhere, and you have to go find that.
You can't just walk around and pick them all up. Daddy yawn.
Yes.
Did you yawn?
Yes.
You yawn and slender.
This is boring the hell out of me. I am so bored right now. Look at what I'm doing. And the issue with this is, what is more frustrating in a game than having a series of collectibles, and then there's that one left, and you can't find it, and you're playing for hours just to find that